Oh, Jeremy Corbyn has been cancelled by the same people who have been doing the cancel culture. It's fascinating. The left always ends up eating itself. This time, it's Glastonbury Festival. Yes, you remember a few years ago, Jeremy Corbyn was very popular amongst the communists and all the anti-British cabal, and obviously they had their own agenda, and he was going to Glastonbury Festival, and all the young people were there. They were being brainwashed by all the wokey nonsense he was talking about in the name of inclusivity and compassion, bringing down the borders and the flags and just completely destroy the country. So, now that Jeremy Corbyn is gone from the Labour Party, he's starting his own rebellion, and his supporters and all the nutters. And what they are doing, ironically, they claim to be anti-establishment, but they are getting funded by the establishment. So all the big green lobby money and the George Soros types and all those guys. Obviously, not necessarily George Soros. He's not going to be in favour of Jeremy Corbyn, but the likes of those guys. Actually, now there's a film. There's a film about Jeremy Corbyn, The Big Lie, which is completely nonsensical and is full of lies. Ironically, it's called The Big Lie, and full of random theories about the fact that the British public wanted Jeremy Corbyn as Prime Minister. He was very, very popular, and it was some sort of deep state conspiracy that brought him down. No, Jeremy Corbyn brought down Jeremy Corbyn by being a nutter. So Glastonbury Festival were about to show this film at their upcoming festival, and they realised even that's too far, even for Glastonbury. So they've said in this statement that so good. Although we believe that the Pilton Palace booked this film in good faith in the hope of provoking political debate, it's become clear that it is not appropriate for us to screen it at the festival. Glastonbury is about unity and not division, and we stand against all forms of discrimination. Well, that is a lie. Glastonbury Festival is no longer actually inclusive, is no longer just open, because you go out there, imagine if you wear a Brexit shirt or a Brexit hat or a Trump hat or whatever. You will be destroyed. Your family's lives will be destroyed. Your career will be cancelled, and these people will kick you out of the festival. But if you wear a Greta Thunberg shirt or Jeremy Corbyn shirt, you're absolutely fine. So that statement was also completely a lie, but they have been forced because that film is completely full of discriminations but also lies. So they realize it's too far. Even Jeremy Corbyn's own former supporters, even fellow commies like Paul Mason. You guys know Paul Mason, proper socialist. He backed Jeremy Corbyn. But he's done an article saying, I have reviewed the film, Oh, Jeremy Corbyn, The Big Lie, and Glastonbury should not screen it because it's full of conspiracy theories that are actually theories. They're not realistic. They're not true. There's one thing about being a truth teller. There's someone to expose the truth and dig deep and find out stuff about whatever happens in life, right? And there are things that are just random crazy theories. And if you just say the Earth is flat without having evidence, that's just a theory. But if you have evidence that Earth is flat, then we're like, okay, cool, let's have a chat. Let's find out more information about this. Okay? Or aliens or whatever. But you can't just say random things. So Paul Mason, the same socialist, Paul Mason, has decided, no, Jeremy Corbyn has lost it, and his supporters have lost it, so it's best not to screen this. Mason said, there was no conspiracy. Corbynism destroyed itself. There is no evidence that Corbynism failed because of state conspiracy either by Israel or the British government. On the contrary, and the film completely ignores this, Corbynism destroyed itself. As for the idea that Sakir was a psychop planted by the state to sabotage the project, it deserves derision. With the conspiracy theorists, derision is sometimes not enough. The sociologist Carl Mahyar, studying the rush to political extremism in the Weimar Republic, described the crucial role played by conspiracy theories, both on the far left and far right. If an ideology that used to explain the world is shattered by events, he said, that the reaction of some people is to construct a utopia, an alternative reality, which is completely internally logical but bears no relationship to the facts. I find it really weird that I agree with Paul Mason. I've never said this in my life. Now, as I said, there are massive differences between being someone who exposes the truth with facts and evidence and someone who just has theories. And some theories could still be true. Some theories need to be explored. Some theories get shut down because they are truthful. And there are other theories that are just basically purely in your head. For example, Greta Thunberg believes that we're going to die in 6 months' time or in 6 years. I don't know what she says these days. But if you don't really have enough evidence that we're actually going to die in 6 years, then that's just craziness and you have to see a doctor about it. And that's just my view, obviously. But you have to have evidence. You can't just go around saying things. You're like, well, I have a feeling. My feeling says, well, surely it must be. That door opened. That window closed. Surely that means the ceiling is broken. And you can't just say things. That's Jeremy Corbyn and his commie supporters. Anyway, let me know what you think of this news. Corbyn being cancelled by the cancel culture. I'm Mahyar Tousi, and we are the media.